everybody. This is Keith Gleason with Indie Comics Relay, and I'm back with another lettering tutorial. So here we go. This lesson, I'm going to teach you how to do it, or to make screaming balloons. To make it look like the characters screaming, like a battle cry, or just screaming that they're in pain or scared or something. So let's take a look. We'll go over to our Illustrator screen here. This is like a page from my upcoming comic, Mighty Mascots, issue number 5. It's a big dramatic splash page. And as you can see, I wrote, something for them to scream, which, this isn't the real dialogue, but I thought, it'd be interesting to letter this, So first thing we've got to do is, now we have the sentence cut and pasted onto Illustrator. We got to choose the font. I usually like to letter with Might Makes Right Pro. I believe you can get that on, I think it's Blambot or Comic Craft. One of them has this font, which is a perfect, font for dialogue. So what I would probably do with this one, since we're going to be, the character is going to be screaming it, I'm going to make it bold over here. And it's at 12 points right now. I think maybe we'll bring that up to like 15, and we'll see how that goes. All right, so first thing we got to do is put the words into like a diamond shape. I talked about this in my last video. So the easiest way to do it is to highlight it all and Control-Shift-L to make sure it's aligned all the way to the left. That way you can make the perfect diamond shape, and then you just center it after. So this is how I do it. So you move the words together, and then you start hitting return so that you can create the next line. That looks pretty good so far. There we go. And then, yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So you highlight it all by pressing Control-A. That's like Control All. That'll highlight everything. Control-Shift-C will center it. So there we go. I don't like the spacing between the sentences, so I'm going to probably put that together a little more. So right now we're at 15. Let's decrease it to 15 and see how that looks. Not bad, but I think we can go a little tighter. There you go, about 13 points in between over here. This is the character screen. So our next thing is to draw the balloon itself. So I usually do the ellipse tool. Go right over this the words here, and we put the ball, and then we'll change the color, which is over here, to white. And then we're gonna make the stroke with somebody screaming. I usually go one stroke, 1 point for strokes for dialogue, but with someone screaming, you could probably do 2 or 3. Let's see how 3 looks. That looks pretty thick. We can do, or try 2. Yeah, let's 3. 3 looks like it gives it a little more emphasis. The other thing I like to do, you don't usually like to leave a perfect oval shape. So I usually use the white selection tool and pull out the corners a little bit to give it kind of like, it's not just an oval. You want it to look a little like it was a little bit drawn, When you leave it as an oval, it just looks kind of, you just use the oval creation tool, and you do this. Usually with me, because since I do a lot of lettering, is I have a bunch of pre-made word balloons that I use already. So that looks pretty good, a little more natural. And I suggest doing that if you're going to be a letterer. create a file, an Illustrator file, and just put a bunch of different size balloons in there. That way you have them for future, and you don't have to create them all the time. It'll just save you time. So you highlight it, object, arrange, send to back. We'll put it behind the lettering. And then we want to just take away some of the negative space within the balloon, so it gives it a little more tighter look. So scroll down and then like that. Maybe bring these in a tiny bit as well. You want about, I don't know, maybe about 1 character's worth of space between the whole balloon. Unless, like, with a screaming balloon, it's a little different. You can, like, emphasize, you can have the words breaking out of the balloon. I'll show you how to do that as well. So now we got that. So this first screaming balloon, this is one of the different ways to make it. So if you cut and paste a perfect copy of the one you just made, and then let's fill this with like a red look. It looks good. Gives it a little more like he's angrily saying, pick up these issues of mascots or I'll kill you. So then what I like to do is I extend it a little bit so that it's bigger than the original balloon, and then you kind of put it right over there. Object, arrange, send to back, and now you have it behind there. It kind of gives like that. That's just that little more emphasis of screaming. The other thing you can do is pull these out a little bit, and it gives it a little more like the stuff you see from like Marvel and DC, and then bring these edges down a tiny bit so it looks a little more exaggerated, like that. And then you just kind of line it up. Let's have King Kablooey screaming this out. So I'd probably put it like right there above his head. We're object arrange, bring to front, and now you have it over your artwork. And then I usually like to make the tail from the original balloon. So we'll highlight that. Select the scissor tools. Cut. And that looks about good. So we'll delete that space there. Now we'll take the pen tool and we'll make the tail. So with screaming balloons, you want to make a little burst kind of effect. And let me show you what I mean by that. So if we highlight the edge here, you see how there's a slash appears when the two points line up. So you click there, and now the points are connected. So the way I would do this one, to make the burst, you kind of go out a little bit like this, and then kind of go back in where the opening is, and then straight down to the character that's speaking it, back up about the same space, and about right here, and then you connect them. And then to smooth out the edges, you go over here into the stroke thing, and if you click both of these, it'll smooth out those jagged points. See, it looks like that. Now seeing it on the artwork, I think we're going to bring this down to a 2-point. It looks too thick to me. So there we go. All right, and then you can play around with the burst, by just selecting the points. You can drag them there. Yeah, you can make this a little more like that, like that. So there you go. And you got the character screaming out the words. So that's how you do one of the different screaming effects. The other thing you can do, I talked about the letters bursting out. You can do something like this. So if you take your phrase, cut and paste an additional copy of it, right? Well, actually, you know what? Before we do that, let me delete this. Let's put this back in the balloon. Let's increase the size to something that looks like it's bursting off the page. Let's go 25 points. See how that looks? Okay, that's bursting out of the balloon. And then we'll smooth this out so this is a little even. Let's try 18 and see how that looks. Probably go 19. No, the commas are touching there. So let's try 20. There we go. All right, so if we go like this, so something like this, I would do this because you don't want to have it butting on the tail. So let's cut and paste this. And then I'm going to turn the letters, the second one I created, white, and I'm going to add a stroke about, let's try 5 points. And I'll click these so I can smooth out the edges. So then what you do here is you kind of line it up over the original words you created, drop it, and then object, arrange, send to back. So now that white outline is behind the original letters. You select all of it, bring it over to your balloon. And now while it's selected, both ones are selected, you hit object, arrange, bring to front. So now it looks like it's bursting out of the balloon. And then if you lay it down here on the artwork, you see how that looks? It gives it a little more emphasis, like, you know, it's bursting out of the balloon. I think with this one, just looking at it, I probably would decrease the font size of just a bit. Probably go to like 23. You know, like that'd probably be 23 and maybe like 18 for the between the lines. But yeah, that's the basics on how to do like one version of like the sound effect balloon, or I'm not sound effect, the screaming effect balloon. Yeah, so that's it. I will do the second type of screaming balloon in my next video. So, but this is it for now. You know, let me know in the comments. You know, like, subscribe. Let me know if you're liking these videos, if you find them helpful. Like I said in my first video, you know, there's different ways to do lettering. So just, you know, this is my way of doing it. So there might be easier ways for you. Like I know some people don't even letter in Illustrator. They do it in Photoshop. People have different techniques. So I would say, you know, watch my videos, watch other people's videos, look for different lettering guides online, you know, and just kind of take all the information in and then try to find what works for you, you know. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I'll be back in a couple weeks with another one. You know, I'm trying to do these in between doing like the comic reviews for the channel. So, and then we have our live show this Wednesday as well. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye.